Hello, welcome. So here we've got a time lapse of this marshland scene. I created this photo reference using an AI program, which has been lots of fun using that just as another tool to get reference photographs. And yeah, I haven't used it for long. This, though, I've been whacking out some paintings, and this has been the fourth one I've used actually. And so far, I'm just enjoying it. Okay, so the paper I'm working on here is a paper I used to load. This is one of the first papers I purchased as when I was trying out soft pastels. It's Canson. It's the Canson pastel paper. You know, it's very flimsy. It's got no grit to it. You can't build a lot of layers. Anyway, and I'm using this. This is the Moonstone color. Listen, I'm using this because I had a lot of it lying around, and I thought, oh, seeing as my skills, I would say, have developed from, when I started nearly 4 years ago, let's see if I still feel the same about this paper. I was pleasantly surprised to say it's okay. What's her name? Oh, Christine Bruson. She's an Australian soft pastel artist and she uses Canson paper. And you should see her work. It is out of this world. Like, she does still lives, just incredible. And I couldn't understand how she creates such depth with this paper. I'm not quite there, but that's why I thought, let me give it another go. And I'm glad I did. And also this landscape, the idea was to do it in a looser style so it doesn't take me a long time. I haven't invested loads of time into this painting. It took about 40 minutes and I enjoyed the process. Like I said, you can't really lay on this paper. You put down a mark and as soon as you smudge it, that goes smooth into the paper. There's no building up of layers here. So you've got to be quite careful not to muddy up your colors. So in the sky, you can see I just used two colors in there. So building in the background there, using lots of yellow-green earths and also these beautiful, like, muted-y kind of greens from Mount Vision. Still going in with a light touch, as I always do, and sort of building up as much layers as I can, going in with my darks, basically not doing anything different to how I would with pastel matte, except I am being a lot looser. I'm using my whole wrist to create pastel marks and strokes, where with my other work, my more detailed work, it's a lot more not as so much in the wrist, it's a lot more controlled, is what I should say. I'm just making marks on the paper. And so it works absolutely fine using my, 179 from Sennelier to get the tree line in the background there. And to be fair, I mean, you can see as this builds up, there is quite a few layers. When I say it doesn't take layers, I'm talking about layers like pastel matte, where you actually need to build up layers in order to get the paper covered. The pastels cover the paper very easily on this, very easily. You get your finger in there and you can smudge it and you won't see your paper anymore. That's what I mean, but I can still get a few layers of pastel to build up the greens in the field or to build up the little stream in the marsh. It's not a field, it's a marshland, but you know what I'm saying. So this is small also, so I know it's not going to take me loads of time. This is only 13 centimeters by 17 centimeters big. So lots of fun practicing, just my putting down marks, as I said, but also still making sure I've got lots of tonal value, a variation of tonal value in there, so that my work doesn't look flat. I still always want my work to look, I was going to say voluptuous. No, to look, I want my work to look realistic, full of volume, not flat, not basically the opposite of flat. There we go. So, got lots of, those are little flowers that I added in the back there, little white flowers, because in the reference you can see there's lots of these cute little daisy sort of flowery shapes So just added a bit of those. Again, just making marks to represent those flowers, and using lots of greens. Look at all the different types of greens I've used. I've used Mount Vision, Unison, and Blue Earth pastels. So a mixture. You know, Mount Vision are soft pastels, but they're harder than Unison, and they definitely harder than Blue Earth. So you've got very soft pastels in there, through up to, you know, soft pastels that are slightly harder. Also using some Giraud, which also, at this stage, with all the greens that I put down, the pastels were struggling a bit more. You could feel all those layers. And then I thought, let me take this brighter green and see if I can still make marks with all those layers. So I probably have, you know, 3 to 5 layers of green on there, and coming in with the 6th layer with that bright yellowy green. And you can see it. It's showing, you know. So like I said, it does take layers, but it's just not the same as Pastel Matte. I might be saying something different in a year's time. You never know, but this is also the first time working on it since I decided it was horrendous and I wanted nothing to do with it ever again. Anyway, and like I said, I think it lends itself to this for me personally, being a bit more freer, a bit more looser with my not relying so much on getting it so photorealistic. You know, I think that it works absolutely fine. So really fun and simple and easy is getting those reflections in the water. I think that was my favorite part. I love getting my hands in my painting. That's just, for me, is the best part. Okay, so these are the Diane Townsend fluorescents. They just do not play nicely as your top layers. I've used them several times over lots of other pastels, and they just don't work well. You can see they hardly make a dent, whether it's Pastel Matte or Lox Archival. So they were no different on this paper. Hardly did anything. I think those pastels, I've never done a painting just with Diane Townsend, so maybe they work better if you use just from her range. I don't know, but I find they don't play nicely as the top layers. That was Giraud again, putting in some more orangey vermilion colors. Mount Vision, it's like a spring green sort of color. I was saying something before all of that. I forgot though. Just wanting to brighten up. This is a pale yellow from Giraud, and then a little bit of a darker yellow to, again, mimic some of the flowers that you can see. So the feeling I wanted was like, this is a summer's day, right? The end of spring, beginning of summer, with all the blues and greens. That's just white. That's pure white that I'm putting into the water. And like I say, not fussing too much. I mean, okay, you can see me fussing a little bit, but not a lot. I'm just kind of leaving the marks as they are when I put them down. So if you've enjoyed this, then please do check me out on Patreon, where this demo will be up real time, me chatting through what I'm doing. I'll talk more about the paper, what it's doing, what it's not doing. So yes, but I'm doing a few of these little landscape paintings to just play around with different papers and different ways of, you know, putting pastel to the paper. But anyway, I'm going to leave you now for the next few seconds. And till next time, thanks for watching. Bye for now.